welcome back to my channel. In my previous video's description, I think I promised to talk about the slump that I was in. So here I go. It was a variable amount of slumpy because I was in a slump for about 2 months. I did start editing a video on my editing software, and I think I left it there for 2 months, and every time I tried to do it, I just kind of gave up like before I even started doing it again. And I also couldn't finish any books that I was reading. I don't know why. I really have no idea why, but this video is not only talking about my slump, but I'm gonna share with you my journey of overcoming a slump. Hopefully you'll get some tips and tricks out of this. Hopefully. Number 1, don't beat yourself down. You are not lesser than anyone else because you have a slump. Everyone has slumps, but it might be in different things. For example, what I just said, I couldn't edit the video, I couldn't finish any books I started reading, and for a very long time I thought, wow, I must be a terrible YouTuber or a booktuber. I can't even get through a book, and I want to call myself a booktuber? What are people gonna think about me as a booktuber? So it was all these kind of negative thoughts for a while. So I just told myself to snap out of it. So you should get out of that negative headspace as quick as you can, because I promise you, once you're out of there, you can actually start getting out of the slump, because this might be the very first step to stop putting yourself down. Number 2, you gotta motivate yourself. Usually a slump is because you feel very demotivated about something, you have no motivation. You see the word motivate is in here a lot. You have no motivation to do something. So now it would be time for self-reflection. Instead of directing negative thoughts at yourself, try to get some critical thinking in there. For example, for mine, I was always thinking, why can't I get this video done? Why can't I just edit the video? Is it because Final Cut Pro crashes every time I turn it on? Why do I get so impatient that Final Cut Pro crashes every time I turn it on? What exactly is stopping me from completing that video? Is there something I'm avoiding by putting off this video? So if you try to just self-reflect, just ask yourself again and again why you're not doing it, you might come up with an answer. I mean, I didn't, obviously, but it can be helpful for you for next slumps. Hopefully you don't get any more slumps, but if you do, your previous self-reflection can actually help you in your new slump. Number 3, set goals. By goals, I mean try setting small milestones for yourself. So I'm just saying that the size of the project may be the cause of your reluctance. So try and break it down to smaller projects to overcome, and it'll be much easier to overcome. Like for example, maybe you have a writer's block. Try googling some writing prompts, or go on Tumblr for some writing prompts to just give you some guidelines. Maybe just write freely whatever you think about it. If you have an arts block, maybe try doing some fan art, or maybe try recreating some old art. You know, you never know what you're gonna get out of that. Or maybe you're stuck on that DIY project. Take pictures of it every day and then compare it with the day before and ask yourself, why isn't there any difference in this project? Why aren't there any difference between the pictures? Do something with it, fix it, and then when you compare it again, you'll be like, I'm making some progress here. And that, I can tell you, that is motivation itself. In my example, when I was editing that video, it was that one part where I was editing the text boxes. If you haven't seen the video, you should check it out. There's a lot of text in there, and I was doing a lot of like special effects with it, and I just told myself when I turned it on this time, like, complete the text box for this book, just for this book. If you're done with this book, then you can rest and maybe do the rest another day. And so I did it. I did that small milestone, and I ended up doing everything else, and that's how I ended up finishing the video. Number 4, don't be disappointed in yourself. Sometimes you might think that, okay, I've set these milestones, but I'm not even completing them. It's okay. The hardest thing to do is start. But once you've actually pushed yourself over that tiny edge of starting, that's when you'll keep the ball rolling and you wouldn't even stop for anything. Which brings me to my next point, number 5. Just go for it. The only way to get out of a slump is to push yourself out of it. Don't be discouraged, but just try to burst through that invisible barrier that's stopping you from creating the work you're meant to do. And I promise you'll be glad that you did. You'll be very, very glad that you did, because that one step of just doing it, you'll get through it. That's how you'll get through your slump, you know? This is just the journey I learned when I was going through my slump and a few slumps before that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!